The origin system is in turmoil. The fall of the Orcan Empire has plunged our system into a relentless power struggle. On one side, the prophet-worshipping Corpus cult. On the other, the engineered Grineer clone army. Both factions vie for dominance over the origin and every star within her reach. Amidst the chaos, the Tenno stands as the unpredictable variable, maintaining a fragile balance and preventing total anarchy. But are the Tenno truly the ultimate force that we believe them to be? A rogue corpus scientist challenges this notion, deeming the Warframes, and by extension the Tenno, obsolete relics of the past. He alone seeks to master the origin system. He is the Philanthropist. Welcome back to the channel, Tenno. I am your host, Vault Zero, and today we're going to be covering some more Fallout lore. We're going to take a look at a fringe case, a fringe story, if you will. This is going to be taking place on a desolate region on the outer reaches of the origin system. A rogue scientist known as the Philanthropist has splintered off from the Corpus faction and is now leading his own cult. The Philanthropist teaches that the Warframes are not the most dominant force in the galaxy, and that they are in fact obsolete. As a fact, he made a creature to prove it. The following information is pulled straight from Laverian, and it details the vicious battle that took place between Styanax and the Leviathan, the creature created by the Philanthropist to replace the Warframes. Styanax, the Hoplite Shield Bearer, Spear Carrier, the hero. We all know the story of Styanax and the Leviathan, and how while the area outwitted the cult leader, she would summon her Warframe ally and call him down to the very heart of the monster's laboratories. And no wonder, because his events did not happen in some distant epoch, in the time of the Orcan Fall, nor the time of the Great Unraveling, the age of the Despots, or even during the Smergine Concord. They happened surprisingly recently. We have so many monsters. Every child in Orcan times has heard the legends of the Belegant, the Slatherer, and the venomous Thrax. Those were stories, but one was real. Its creator, dubbed the Philanthropist, a corpus renegade, established a cult in the formerly desolate region, in a location which I have agreed to keep secret to deter looters and amateur archaeologists. The site was never truly abandoned, you see, and one person's historical curiosity is another's beloved home. With science, this philanthropist ensured ever more bountiful harvest and secured himself both gratitude and worship. Legend says he would travel the system seeking out parentless children to shelter and educate. But time would tell that this act of charity would conceal a much darker purpose. The shield of Styanax, emblematic of his vow to protect those in danger. Young Arya was certainly in danger, and well, she knew it. Along with her older brother Darrow, she was one of the philanthropist's chosen. When they came of age, they would be summoned for a ceremony called Ascension Day, at which they would be taken to dwell in the eternal paradise. Certainly, none of those taken were ever seen again. I do not know how Styanax became Arya's protector, but I am certain Arya knew that the philanthropist came for her. Her ally would be waiting in the shadows. This was the fate of the chosen, to be merged into a monstrous mass. The Leviathan. What possessed the philanthropist to create such a travesty, we can only speculate. What we do know is that he had been studying the Infestation, and that he believed Warframes to be weak and obsolete. Perhaps he craved domination over others. Perhaps he yearned to create new life over which he alone was a god. Regardless, he was too much of a coward to pilot the thing himself. That was to be Arya's role. The sketches of the Samor helmet were discovered among Arya's possessions, implying that Styanax had different earlier appearance. Arya must therefore have been in contact with Styanax long before Ascension Day. But how? There was a story that crops were found flattened in those fertile fields in the shape of a lotus flower, not easily visible from the ground, but detectable by an automated satellite. Styanax was there to defend Arya, and defend her he did. Really quick, I just wanted to say if you guys are enjoying the episode, make sure you smash that like button. I really appreciate you guys for watching. I want to talk to you guys for a second just about channel memberships. We have channel memberships starting at $2.99 a month. And that'll help me upgrade my equipment, some sound equipment, and things like that. And we have really cool perks such as unique stickers, emojis, things like that. Members only polls, members only videos once a month, so you can really get a good feel and a good hand in what we cover here on the channel in regards to Warframe lore and things like that. So I encourage you guys to check that out. I'll put a link down for that down in the description. But as I always say, if that's not something you're able to do at this time, that's completely fine with me, and your viewership is more than enough for me. Colossal Fist met Unyielding Shield again and again. With agility and endurance, the Warframe outpaced its towering foe. As the Warframe and the monstrosity did battle, Arya saw a familiar face among the multitude. Her brother Darrow, his blank eyes showing no sign of recognition. As Styanax struck again and again with the Ventus, making little headway against the relentless Leviathan, a final desperate scream from Arya achieved the impossible. It awoke Darrow. From out of those thousands of fused bodies, a single mind was suddenly saying no. Latching on to his remaining arms around the tormented Throst, and in the very last of his life strength, the doomed arrow distracted the Philanthropist long enough for Styanax to act. One last act of love and protection for his sister. The Warframe hesitated. It seemed that he understood the importance of Darrow's rebellion. If one mind could turn upon its master, why not all of them? With but a gesture, he gave the captive minds their freedom. Suddenly awakened and aware of their hellish plight, the damned townspeople tore the Philanthropist's exposed face, and the Leviathan's body coming apart as the arms broke free, and the mass clawing for revenge. Together, they dragged the screaming Philanthropist down, rending and tearing. In that moment, we can be assured that the Philanthropist knew the depth of his failure, his defeat. Without the worshippers, a god is nothing. Styanax delivered the final, merciful stroke. Imagine the horror the non-shows felt in the aftermath. Fear and uncertainty. Above all, unquestioned. Habit had allowed this monster to flourish. Arya took over the cult and made it the community instead. They still thrive to this day, or so it is claimed. Styanax is the story's hero, but it was Arya's courage that summoned him. All revolutions begin when one voice dares to say, "I will not." Somehow, across the dark reaches, Styanax saw that courage burning bright and swore it would not stand alone. Well, guys, that is the end of the story. That is the end of Arya's revolution, the story of Styanax. But I want to leave you with this parting thought, and it's a question I've been thinking about a lot recently. We've seen evidence in Warframe 1999, the proto-frames, and we are the present Warframes. I don't think that the Philanthropist experiments, as horrible as they were, I think he had a point. I think that eventually the helminth virus, being that it is a virus and it will constantly evolve and adapt, is going to evolve to a point that Warframes will eventually become obsolete. We are basically Warframes 2.0 at this point, but at some point, Warframes 3.0 are going to come out, and the question is, when that time comes, will we be ready? But guys, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you smash that like button. I will catch you guys in the stars.